Hello friends, my name is Type 1, and I'd like to welcome you back to our World Building Wednesday series, a series in which we dive into the 15 years of storytelling and world building I've been working on. On our last video, we discussed the mysterious world of Fractalia, an underground region full of its own unique ecosystems and biological matter. Today, we're leaving the mainland and traveling out farther into the ocean to see the mysterious island of Palinki. So, Palinki is a simple island. I don't have a ton of stuff here for this one, because this is another one. It's not like Kaiju Country where I made it because I thought it was cool, but it's one where it doesn't really need a lot of complex or unique ecosystems, because this place is more about the story than the environment per se. So Palinki is an unusually circular island. This being because it is formed on, I can't spell today, of the decaying matter of a colossal, is it Ophidian? Is that what I called him? Hold on, we need to check the notes. Forgive me, I forget the names of my creatures sometimes because I have so many of them. It's hard to keep up. Not a great excuse, of course, but it's a true one. Let's see. There it is. Yep, okay, I had it right. So, I believe I've discussed these a little bit in the past. Ophidians are basically this planet's equivalent to snakes. They're very similar. The main difference is that they actually have arms. Just a little minor twist. And this is a particular species that got, massive, big enough to host an island, and it died. And now the people live here. So it consists primarily of sweeping meadows and lush forests. Quite possibly the most pure place on the planet. So what little arcana can be found here is located primarily in the skull. I believe we've discussed arcana in the past before, but we'll be going deeper into it after we finish our landmasses stuff. But it's basically the crux of the world. Large part of the power system. And we'll go into that, and you'll understand more about it as we get there. But basically, for the most basic of terms, it's kind of like a natural mutagen. And the mainland of Penrose is deeply affected by it, but Palinki is mostly free of it. There is some areas up near the skull, as I've labeled here, that are in fact afflicted by it. I'm not even going to say that Arcana is necessarily a bad thing. It's just not... It's not unnatural, but it's not normally part of the natural process, essentially. I mean, really, this is all we have to go over with Palinki. It's definitely more of a place where the story's going to matter more. So, when we go into locations and stuff, we'll be able to talk more about it. But I don't really have a whole lot of detail here. Because it's just a tropical island, essentially. let's see. So next up, as we scroll up here, so we have the Black Isle. This is our last place, really. That's why my accursed brain thinks of more places that I absolutely positively have to do later, you know. As I am unfortunately cursed with the eternal creative's brain. Oh, what happened here? Where did my... No. Control the dark isle. What the heck? Hold on. Why, Obsidian, are you fighting with me? Be nice to me. I am your friend. You know, it's the Black Isle anyways. I'm dumb. I can't remember the name of my own places, let alone my own creatures. I'm lucky I don't remember the name of my own characters. But those ones are like my children. It'd be very bad if I forgot their names. At least the important ones. Yeah. Just like my children. Oh! No, I'm not a father. Imagine, though. Okay, so the Black Isle is the desolate southern pole of the planet's Penrose and consists of a single biome. The biome in question is a relatively mundane jungle. However, the jungle is caught up in a constant raging storm of gamma radiation causing untold mutations. And not abated. And adaptations across the entire continent. There we go. First try. Y'all didn't see that. It was first try. First try. I'm the greatest. Unusual storm emanating from the peaks of the Black Obsidian Mountains that give the land its name is the only known source of gamma radiation on the entire planet. Okay, what did I miss? Okay, M-I native, not M-E native. I said fix it. Alright, so this is, for the most part, it's just like a plain jungle. But that's the weird part, is that you're at the bottom of the world, someplace that should be cold. But it's not, because of the constant storm that's going on here, which is coming from these mountains for some reason. So you have these huge, gleaming black pillars reaching up into the sky, and this dense, rather normal-looking jungle that is just utterly covered in this thick green fog and ravaged by nuclear winds and stuff, and it's just a very brutal place. And there is life here. There is life here, but it's very unusual life. I will say that much. Alright, so I did have a few ideas for Kaiju Country, because I'm literally just a genius. I'm the smartest person alive, you know. Yeah, y'all know this. Y'all know my confidence is off the charts, but for a reason. So we hit that fat enter key, and we hit... No. There we go. The fat tab key, not the fat space key, yo. For real, for real. I'm just straight like that, you know what I'm saying? It's fat with a PH, you know, like cool. You know what's up. Y'all know what's up. You my homies, you get it. Alright, so we had the Green Sea, which if y'all will remember is just a massive forest. It's just a huge, overgrown, supersized forest. I don't mean like the area it covers is big. I mean the trees themselves are just obscenely large. So, while I was thinking about it, I was thinking about what kind of creatures I would want to really populate this area, because it's called Kaiju Country. So that would be, Kaiju means monster in Japanese, and usually when they use that term, it refers to big monsters like, Godzilla, Gamera, a third franchise here. Something from Ultraman. I don't really remember the names of Ultraman enemies that well, unfortunately. I really need to watch more Ultraman. With that aside, my failings as a fanboy aside, I was thinking big creatures. So I have 3 areas here to go over. So firstly, and these are going to have simple names. I might think of better names later, but just deal with it. Just deal with it. Deal with me for right now. Just let me cook. You put me in the kitchen. Well, I mean, I put myself in the kitchen, but you came to the kitchen to watch, so just trust me. Trust the chef. Let him cook. For the love of God, let the man cook. Dragon Country. Erp. No, I know what I know what I want to do here. Okay, so Dragon Country occupies the western third of Kaiju Country and consists of high mountains, deep ravines, and large caves. It is here that creatures falling in the dragon, oh, that's a cool little feature in the obsidian category, tend to live. No, it doesn't be found most frequently, often in vicious and deadly turf wars. Okay, let's fix that. I don't like the sound of turf wars. Like, I know it's something that Monster Hunter uses, which is cool and all, but, like, to me, that sounds more like a gang thing, And, like, that's not what we're going for. Territory dispute sounds more... I mean, it's basically the exact same thing, just sounding fancier, but that sounds more relating to nature in my mind. I don't know why, but, like, turf war sounds... like, maybe it's too modern for what I'm thinking here. It feels too modern, too human, Turf war feels human. Territory dispute, I don't know, it's hard to say because, like, all words feel quote-unquote human. I mean, we're the ones who made them, right? But, I don't know. Turf war just doesn't feel, I don't say as scientific, because, I mean, I'm not a scientist by any means. I don't know, it just does, turf war invokes a different feeling to me than territory dispute. Turf war invokes like what's it called? Like The Outsiders, dude. Like The Outsiders, that book about the gang kids, and they're fighting against the rich kids who like pretend to be gang kids because they think they're tough and stuff. Like, man, that book is so good. I love that book. But it invokes thoughts like that, like more modern thoughts, more like city thoughts. I'm not trying to I feel like if I say this wrong, it's gonna come off as offensive. But like, I don't know, it just feels more modern, urban, human to me. That's the kind of feeling it invokes, that this is a human dispute. While a territory, or a turf war, maybe it's because of the word war. It's not even the turf thing, it's just the word war. Animals don't really go to war necessarily. I think some octopuses have. I'm pretty sure that's something that's been documented. But that aside, because octopuses are weird, octopi are weird. Oh, how I love them, but they're weird. Animals don't do war, really. That's more of a human concept, unfortunately. I mean, it's not... I'm not saying animals should do war. I'm more like saying humans shouldn't. But, you know. So territory dispute makes more sense. Because, like, when animals fight... I mean, like, there might be, like... I don't know. Do, like, packs of animals fight sometimes? Maybe. Probably. And, you know, but a lot of the time it's like one-on-one type fights. And that's what I'm imagining here, you know? It's like two bears fighting over the best tree to scratch their back on kind of deal. Except here it's massive winged beasts fighting over the best areas to freaking, you know, the best hole in the ground to stick their head for the night. Okay, so there's that. And there's our ramblings aside. So next one is a giant country. Giant country is a flat gray area spanning the near perfect middle of Kaiju country. It has taken this appearance as its denizens, the giants, have... Dude, click. Have pasted this entire section of continent flat underfoot. Okay, so this won't just make sense. Oh, look at that, 2,000 words exactly. That's cool. This won't make sense exactly because I haven't introduced y'all to giants yet, but just like a little ahead of time. Giants in this world aren't necessarily living creatures. They're more akin to like golems. They're these creatures possessed, or not even these creatures, these like materials possessed by arcana crystals that represent a certain force. Like they'll be themed around a certain thing, but they're kind of mindless. They just kind of wander back and forth in a straight line essentially until something interacts with them. You know, until they have a reason to not do that. And usually, unfortunately, whenever something gives them a reason to, is usually violent and does not end well, because you can't really kill something that's not alive, you know? So that's their deal. They're mostly found in giant country. That is like, there are some in the mainland Penrose, but there are not many. So they're mostly found out here, where there's just so many of them. I mean, I'm not going to say they're like super common, but they're far more common here. And they just go back and forth until something makes them not. And they just do this forever. And last one, the Shattered Isles, Leviathan Country. Leviathan Country it is also known, I can't spell, Shattered Isles makes up the eastern portion, no, eastern third of Kaiju country. This area consists of ocean and many small islands clustered together. While there are many turf wars here, similar to Dragon Country, they aren't not usually as intense as most Leviathans that could truly do catastrophic damage have already migrated to deeper waters to accommodate their their size. I can't spell today. Well, I guess every video I say that. Like every video, I can't spell today. Oh, I'll type one. I can't spell today. It's like, dude, you can never spell. You're a freaking idiot. Like, lock in, focus, type the word slower. Good lord. But yeah, Leviathan Country, it's like a whole bunch of small islands all up and down the coast here. And there's a lot of creatures that live out here, but like I've stated here, the creatures that could truly do some damage have already long since moved into deeper waters because they're just so big. They've gotten so big, they can't live in this shallower ocean anymore. But that's that. We fleshed out Kaiju Country a little bit more. I mean, I feel much more satisfied with this. I mean, it's got 4 whole areas now instead of just 1, so that feels pretty solid. And like, that's it. We've made it to the end. Why did it do this? Can I fix this? Oh, thank goodness. That was upsetting me. Well, you did it here too. Stop it. Fix yourself. Weird. Very weird. I don't know why I was doing that. I don't like that I was doing that. Anyways, folks, we have finally, after like 5 videos, made it to the end. But we haven't made it to the end because I just remembered something important. One last thing, one last touch we need to add. For the Mobius strip. I can't believe I forgot about this because this has one of my favorite creatures. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because this shouldn't take too long. Let's see, not you. There you are. Okay. I don't even know what to call this place. I know what to call this place. The Ashen Garden. As previously stated, the Mobius strip is largely one unified biome with the Ashen Garden being the main exception. This area is an unnatural environment. Let me fix that, because seeing that red line forever is going to drive me insane. Created by the power of Rashim, the Starlight Dragon. I believe that's the full title we gave him. Yes. Rashim rests atop the ruins of a once beautiful locked in. You see that? I remembered how to spell beautiful, and that's kind of a hard word to spell because it's kind of French at the beginning, and that's not like derogatory. Like it's genuinely, when you see like an EAU type thing, it's usually because the French have strange ways with vowels, and women. The French have strange ways. Love them to death, but well, there's no but. That's a solid country of people there. And honestly, we should take more from them, dude. Like, revolution at every inconvenience. That's what I'm talking about. Mostly. Not everything needs a revolution, but, you know. we're not here to talk politics. We're here to talk about a cool dragon. Once beautiful. Oh my goodness. What do you call them? Not cathedral. Hold on. I need to look at Greek architecture. Give me just a second. Ah, there we go. Of a once beautiful... How do you spell this word? This is a weird word. Amphitheater. I misspelled it. There we go. I suppose it should be where it rests within. Within the ruins of a once beautiful amphitheater. It is said that his blinding light reduced, transformed the surrounding area and all living things into ash. The people who worshipped him can still be seen frozen in fervent worship. No, I don't like that. Hold on. Fervent. Weird word. Hold on. Worship synonym. Give me a good word here. That's the one I was going for. Veneration. That's such a good word, dude. Where's my tab? And fervent veneration. And that rolls better because we already used worship, so. Basically, this was just a normal part of the Mobius strip until his dragon showed up. And this is one of the more powerful dragons in our verse. He's just kind of chilling down here. Because, you know, despite their power, dragons are still animals. They just kind of chill. For the most part. Unless, you know, they're out hunting or something encroaches on their territory or attacks them. You know, the usual animal stuff. They're kind of just staying in their area. And he's staying in his area. But something, however long ago, set him off. And he basically turbo-nuked the entire area into ash. The whole place is just coated in it, littered with it. Everything that was once alive here has been reduced to a statue made of this stuff. It's like Pompeii, dude. It's a bad time. We'll talk about Rashim more later, when we do our creatures, but he's one I'm particularly fond of, because he's just an excellent visual in my mind. I have a lot of trouble visualizing stuff in my mind. I don't know if I have like aphasia or whatever it's called, but I have a lot of trouble really getting a good like image. I can do words really well, like I can think of descriptions of things really well, but that actual image is harder for me. But with this guy, with Rashim, this is one of the ones that has really stuck in my brain really good. I've never had a commission or anything drawn of him. He's just, I just know what he looks like in my mind. I can see it in my mind. I wanted to get a commission done of him, but the artist was charging $600, which is reasonable. It's a very high quality artist, and I'm not going to disparage an artist for him charging whatever they want. However, that's just a lot of money I did not have at the time. So, maybe one day we'll be able to use the infinite power of YouTube big bucks whenever we reach 1 bazillion subs, but until that day, we just have to sit here and think, dang, that's a really cool looking dragon. I can't wait to share him with everybody. But now, my friends, that is everything. That is every aspect of my world, of like the physical locations. That's not quite right either. It's not physical locations, but environments. The physical environments of my world. Why do you keep doing this to me? You're driving me insane. I'm gonna actually become the Joker. Oh my... Stop! Ah! Terrible. I'm gonna actually explode. I'm gonna wrap this up before I actually criminally lose my mind. I'm gonna stop looking at it. I'm gonna stop looking at it. Yes, this is our world. This is the playground, the sandbox we're tooling around in. Y'all can now see it. You have an idea of it. I think it's pretty cool. I've put a lot of work into this over the years, and obviously, like, 2,100 words, 12,000 characters. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, because, like, really, frankly, it's not a lot in that sense. But the amount of time it took me to get to this point, thinking and designing each little area and how it appears and how I think it should look kind of thing, it's taken a long time. And I'm very, very proud of it. I'm very proud. I'm very fond of it. And I hope y'all have some level of enjoyment with it as well. And I hope as we get further into it, talking about the cities and cultures and characters and creatures, and eventually, one day in the distant future, actually write a story, y'all will maybe fall in love with it a little bit as well. That's all I can ask. Well, I can ask two things, and the other thing is for Obsidian to stop doing whatever the heck it's doing here, because I'm genuinely going to lose my mind. I can't look at this anymore, so if y'all enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I am doing. I would love to hear from y'all. But until next time, y'all have a good morning, evening, afternoon, and night. Bye-bye, friends.